Yeah, so this time of year, February tends to be my busiest month in terms of running injuries. The thing with running is the rate of injuries is quite high. There's a couple of reasons for that. It's still a topic that's being researched quite extensively, but one of the reasons is with the new year, a lot of New Year's resolutions happen. The weather's quite nice. You're on holiday. So a lot of people start taking up running. But the problem with running is we tend to underestimate the impact it has on the body and the requirements that you need to be able to run long distances. So, for example, from a strength perspective, we'll get to the fitness now, but the strength perspective, the impact on your legs are quite high. For every step that you take, it can be anything from 4 to 8 times your body weight. Impact forces at the knee, we know, is like 5 to 6. The Achilles, 8 times your body weight. Now the thing is, human body can handle that. The problem is you have to condition it though, and it's like strength training. If you go to the gym, your goal is not to run 5Ks. You want to bench press 100Ks. You're not going to start with 80Ks.
That is massive forces.
Yeah,
and huge. I mean, we often see that, like middle-aged men, they've got kids at school, and then suddenly they need to do a 100-meter sprint, and the Achilles or calf muscle goes. So it's not conditioned. I think if you're younger, you get away with more, but in the age group from about 35 plus, then it becomes a problem. You can't just run a marathon from doing nothing.
Yeah, there's the thing is, people, and I think we underestimate how hard running is on the body. If you haven't done it for 20 years, last time you ran at school, and when you're a kid, your body's quite tough and resilient and developing, so it adapts quite quickly. But now you haven't run or done anything for 20 years. Now you do a parents versus kids hockey game and then pull a muscle. You can't understand why. But the thing is, the hammies aren't used to that anymore. It's not conditioned. Now, the same with running. We underestimate that impact. So now when people start running, they tend to overload a structure very easily. Now, what I mean by that is it helps to understand that the body has a certain amount of load or stress that it can handle. Now, exercise is a physical stress. I like to refer to it as load or running load. Now, the amount of load that the body can handle is a product of the intensity of the activity you do times the volume. And very smart guy in the 2000s did a study. It's basically almost like a curve that goes like this if you have intensity and volume. For example, if you do a single leg squat in the gym, but you only do 1 repetition, that can be within your knee's capacity. But if you add 20 kilograms, suddenly the intensity goes up and it's outside, and the knee is getting sore. You can also go on a hike, which is low intensity but high volume, for 6 kilometers on a flat route. The knee's okay with that. But if you add 20 kilometers, add 20 kilometers, or you are carrying like a backpack of 16 kilometers, then the knee starts getting sore. Or you go down a hill where the impact forces are higher. So that line of the load that you can handle can shift up, and that's what you need to do with running. Is at the moment when you start running, or you haven't run for forever or ever in your life or a very long time, then that line for running is lower than where you want to be. You want to run a 10K, but your body's not conditioned to do that. So now what you want to do is you want to gradually build up and start at a position where you can handle it. So the problem though with running is it's not like strength training. Let's use the bench press analogy again. Instead of starting with 80Ks, you're going to start with maybe 10Ks, and then every week you add 2.5 or whatever. As you get stronger, you build it up over a long period of time. You need to do the same with running to condition your legs to be able to handle that. Okay, so it's a bit of oversimplification, but
I want to oversimplify it more. So you really need to start slow and low. So you really want to not do distance, and also start with a light jog rather than a run, if I understand your graph correctly. So for the person out there, you do not go the first day and run a 5K. It just doesn't.
I think that's the biggest problem, is that people, they say, okay, right, I'm going to start running now. And that's exactly what they do. They go do a 5 kilometer first time out in many years. It's difficult for people to say, okay, tonight I'm just going to walk, and tomorrow I'm going to maybe do a little jog. I find people want to get to the end goal so quickly, and a lot of people don't want to put in the time to get there, but it's so important. And I'm so glad you mentioned right at the beginning, this is your busiest time almost regarding injuries. Just to show people that, yes, you can hurt yourself, and that there's a right way to actually do it.